grandfather came to this country in 1898. Landed at Ellis Island, just out of New York. The trains were just coming to Arizona at the time, so he rode a train from New York, Ellis Island to Phoenix, Arizona. Anyway, he worked as a sheep herder, I guess you could say, for 5 or 6 years, saved his money, and then bought his own sheep. And then he started acquiring different ranches around the state. And when he passed away, he was probably one of the bigger sheepmen in Arizona. And this was one of the ranches he had. My dad went off to war. When he came back, he's the one that changed it over to cattle. We've been in cattle ever since 1945. All my life. I spent 4 years at the University of Arizona, and that's the only time I've been away. I always tell myself I haven't got very far in life, you know.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today and volunteering your time. And you're not just out here helping today, you know, with just somebody that needs help fixing fence. Jim gives back, and he does a lot. So,
and he probably won't thank me by the end of the day. You know?
We have a Adopt a Ranch program in the state of Arizona, and the Red Mountain chapter of the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation has adopted this ranch dating back to the 90s.
What we're going to do is split up in some groups. Jim's going to take about 4 or 5 people with Kevin, and they're going to go over here and actually put in a couple of the water troughs. The majority of us will probably break into some different groups and fix some fence around the homestead here.
65,000 acres that may be closed off if this program didn't exist, and if Jim just wasn't a good steward of the land.
But we're kind of doing it all to help the relationship, but also keeping it open and everything for all people. When we started this program years ago with the Arizona Game and Fish, started the new Adopt a Ranch program. One of the things that they were doing was trying to build a relationship with landowners and the sportsmen, and how to keep access open for individuals as well as hunters. One of the things that the Game and Fish's access program does, we not only are doing our part to contribute to keep the ranch open, we also feel like we're putting it back on the ground and helping keep it available for everyone.
One of the limiting things in this country is water distribution. The Oaxaca Ranch and some of these other partners, we've done quite the water distribution on this ranch. So we have one well here that has over 40 miles of pipeline, 25, 26 drinkers, which basically cover every square mile of this ranch.
Okay, good enough, huh?
You got the food out here. You know, water is the main limiting thing, and so when we brought water into this country, you know, the elk definitely followed the water, and now that you have it in a year-round perspective, the elk have done very well in this pinyon juniper habitat type.
Now you got it offset right for the float protector, right?
Well, I think so.
Bottom line is Jim's a cattle rancher first. But Jim's the type of guy, he very much believes in the land, you know, belongs to the people.
Looks pretty good. Pretty good. And then let's see, maybe we ought to hook up the float to see where the arm comes out.
Yeah.
You know, Jim is a steward of the land, and he believes that people should have use of the land. And through this program and the cooperation with volunteers and Game and Fish, you know, there again, he leaves this ranch open.
They're about a quarter of the ball over the tire,
Yeah.
quarter to a third. That's usually what we've been doing, I think. Yeah. Well, let's give that a whirl, huh?
By watering the cattle, he's also allowing the wildlife to come in here and get the water they need. And our volunteers here in Arizona and every state, every RMEF volunteer out there is just a dedicated employee. They give their time, they give their money, and we couldn't do it without the volunteers. You know, if you're a hunter, if you're a fisherman, if you're an outdoorsman, get out and give back to the land, because that's truly what it's all about.
He's made this a much better habitat for livestock. In return, the wildlife doesn't know the boundaries of the fences and that, so they definitely move in here.
You see it? Should be a yellow-handled valve.
Yeah, I'm looking for the
Let me see.
Coming out here and being good stewards of the land, I think is key. You know, they come out here and do a one-day work project, and they get a lot of work done. A lot of the benefits that we've seen on this ranch in particular, you know, have come, you know, through the funding of Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
You know, he's the rancher and he provides a place for the animals to live and eat, but you know, the animals belong to the people.
It is. You guys did good. Do as good on that other one over there, and we're good. Organization like Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, I can see the passion they have for their wildlife, and I kind of have the same. So if I raise them here, they deserve to be hunted here.
You see these volunteers coming out here with their young kids, and I think that is one of the most key things that, you know, you develop that relationship with the land.
If you don't take care of the land, pretty soon you have nothing. You have no wildlife, you have no cattle, you have no water, you have nothing.